Bugglebots?
Heat 2 was last night.
Ah. Do you know who we'll be talking to?
No, but I do miss having 2 guests on. It's much rarer these days.
Well, I suppose I'd better get on with it then. So it's Jeremy and Reira from Splodeyboi. Woo!
Ouch.
Hey, you.
Oh, hey, it's that Shuntcast thing for that group I'm a mod of. What up?
Oh my god. It's Reira and Jeremy from Bugglebots. Oh my god.
It's those ones with the confidence of the Berg, just without the flowery t-shirts.
If Splodeyboi and the Berg isn't a grudge match in the future, I will die an unhappy woman. Seriously.
That's just too easy. Would win that, no problem.
I mean, it's a pretty easy fight, right? Olympic gold medalist versus us, the Olympic platinum medalists.
I know, right? They just don't have the winning strategy that we do.
Speaking of winning strategies, we're going to get straight into the fights, and you guys are up first. So, with Phoenix's reputation, I think people who know the bot, at least, will be forgiven for thinking it would take the win against a rookie team. But then it made the fatal shunt posting mistake of having no Shremek.
Rookie error there.
Yeah, Jeremy, talk us through this fight for you.
Well, I honestly didn't know the history of Phoenix, so I had no fear about going against it. And to be honest, looking at it, it looked like I was always going to have the reach to hit them before they could hit me. So I was quite happy to just point the front at them, wait for it to get up to speed, and see what happens when they collide.
It was an interesting pre-fight, because I'd keep mentioning, Phoenix has got a reputation, and Jeremy'd be like, nah, we'll be fine.
So one of you was worried and the other one was blissfully ignorant. I like it.
I knew we were going to win, but, I had to be cautious.
Mm-hmm. Didn't want to be too much of an arrogant rookie here.
Of course not. Who do we look like? Charlie and Aaron from the Berg?
Scandal. Dale, did you enjoy this fight?
Well, it kind of didn't really get started, to be honest, did it? It was 1 or 2 hits and it was over. It's unlucky for Phoenix, but yeah.
They were good hits, though.
They're alright, I guess.
Alright. Are you saying this to wind them up?
Maybe, maybe not.
I am greatly upset, Mr. Bruce.
Oh well, I'll live with it.
I think we'd better move on before Reira develops a rivalry with Dale as well. So, on to Snappy versus Gear Down for What. And for me, this fight was on a par with the insane driving match that was Wee Woo versus Ogre Drive last season. It was utter madness, and no small credit to both drivers. Snappy is a tanky, reliable, and generally very hard to kill robot, and driven excellently by Craig. Gear Down for What is chaos personified in a bot and ridiculously hard to control. I mean, direct brushless drive, that's mental. For going 3 full minutes against Snappy is no small achievement. Give that man a shunt posting award. Dale, did you enjoy the madness?
I did indeed, yes. I think it's the best fight to not have any major damage in a long time that I can recall seeing. Yeah, like I say, no one got lost a wheel or anything, and it was just fun to watch for 3 minutes.
I think Reira will be sad that there was no wheel losses, though. Did you enjoy the fight anyway, though, Reira?
Absolutely. There's something special about watching 2 robots that seem to bounce around like... I can't even describe it. I've recently partaken in ant weights, and it felt like that. Like, the fight's over before you even realise what the hell's going on, and everything's just a blur of colour and bot parts.
It seemed so quick. And actually, I made a faux pas in the interview afterwards, because I was talking to Gareth in a semi-final interview, and I said, your fight was over quite quick. And that's dumb, because it lasted the full 3 minutes, right?
It went to time.
It was such a blur. It was so crazy, and there was so much going on. You just didn't know which bit to focus on. Jeremy, how was it for you?
There was a hell of a lot going on in that fight, yeah. And then some amazing control from Gareth in there. To be honest, you could run that fight at half speed and it would be a 6-minute fight and you still wouldn't be able to tell it's going at half speed.
Right? The pit cartwheel, just, oh my goodness.
Gymnastics, it was just bonkers.
And it wasn't the only time it nearly went in the pit as well. That you thought after the first escape, oh my goodness, you were up off your seat and then back down again. And then it did it again with the cartwheel. I mean, just what a perfectly timed axe fire. Oh my goodness.
You could learn from that.
I could. That's rather rude of you, Jeremy. I should remember that.
As a fellow member of Team Nelly, could I just vouch for the ouch? Oh, I like that. Vouch for the ouch.
As somebody who's been hit in the face with my bonker, Dale can vouch for it and all.
That's true, yes.
Never forgive, never forget.
So before Jeremy gets any ruder, we're going to move on to Wayu versus Shark Satrakian. I think we kind of knew how this was going to go, but oh my, this fight had me conflicted. On the one hand, Wayu is an awesome robot. I know, because I've lost to it. And so, you want to see it do well, right? On the other hand, nobody wants to see animal cruelty. And you'd be lying to yourself if you said that there wasn't a small part of you that wanted to see Wayu pit itself, right? Be honest, you kind of did. But we got splatted shark, which is what we expected. Mind you, it was a marvellous splat.
Splatted shark.
Dale, did it go how you thought it was going to go? Oh, stupid questions for this evening.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, yeah, you kind of hoped they'd, get the upset with their win, but it just didn't work out. Just, yeah. Fun to watch, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was. Jeremy, if you could discuss this fight without burning me, I'd be so grateful.
I was really impressed by Dave Laurie's strategy in this fight of you put the skewers on and try and get that link out. Unfortunately, that didn't work.
I mean,
that's genius strategy that I could only think of Dave Laurie coming up with, to be honest. So you'd never underestimate Dave Laurie.
This is absolutely true. I mean, have you ever before in the history of robot fighting seen hook a duck as a strategy for a fight against a full body spinner, no less? Just wow. Reira, did you enjoy watching Shark become sushi?
F in the chat.
Oh, definitely.
It was so saddening to see, but the just childlike glee of Dave and James at seeing their robot shattered to pieces. Also, joke about all the wheels being everywhere. Haha, I eat wheels? Question mark.
You do realise that you've joined Team Nelly, and what Dave and James were doing there was giving you lessons.
Oh, absolutely.
Of how you need to deal with our future losses, right?
I took notes.
Excellent. Oh my goodness me. This was a splatting. A marvellous splatting. But there we go. On to the redemption melee. Phoenix versus Snappy versus Shark Satrakian. I honestly couldn't have called this fight. I mean, for me it was between Snappy and Phoenix for the win. Well, Shark was there. Phoenix is a beast, but Snappy is a tank and very well driven. So very tough call. I definitely didn't expect Snappy to come third due to an exposed battery. I mean, it was the right call from the refs, given that Phoenix was still very much active and dangerous. But man, that's a bummer of a way to go, especially after coming fourth last season. Dale, were you disappointed for Snappy?
A little bit, yeah, but understandable given the situation. You pretty much summed it up as well as I could, so I'll leave it there.
I did not envision Shark Satrakian coming second, although, to be fair, Dave Laurie denies that they came second, so there is that. Phoenix took the win after splattering Shark Satrakian, and Snappy had already been removed. Jeremy, did you expect Snappy to lose this?
No, I didn't. I thought Snappy was going to win the entire heat. It was the one robot that I wasn't sure I could beat because it's perfectly designed to take on an undercutter. You saw how well it did last season.
Mm. So this is the one you were actually scared of in this heat. Not only of the spinners, the Snappy-Boi.
Snappy-Boi is the one I was worried about, and luckily for me, it didn't come round, but I got to have another go against Phoenix later, so well done, Phoenix, in this fight.
This is very true. Reira, what did you make of this fight?
I mean, I'm glad Professor Nuclear T-shirt didn't get through because he was someone who I genuinely did not see us winning against, because we can hit him all he likes and he might bounce about a bit. Shark still going on its side doing a multi-track shark drift was absolutely hilarious. But I think
Drove better that way.
Phoenix rising from the ashes was the redemption arc this Bugglebots anime needed.
It was, and it meant that there was a chance for revenge in the future, potentially. Speaking of which, this chance got ever closer after Splodeyboi versus YU. I couldn't have called this fight either. I mean, after taking out Phoenix seemingly effortlessly, Splodeyboi has clearly established itself as an underdog not to be messed with by this point. We also know that YU is pretty tasty, even if Sharky wasn't the most fearsome opponent it could have fought. But both low-hitting spinners, so really it could have gone either way. But you made it go poof. Well done.
Magic smoke!
There was magic smoke. Were you delighted at the magic smoke, Jeremy?
I was actually a bit worried about them because, that's a very well-engineered bot, and it's probably going to cost a lot of money seeing magic smoke coming out of a bot like that.
I think it was did they say it was the motor controller for the weapon?
That's what it turned out to be, yes.
Oh, gosh. And we didn't have a spare for that.
I added it to my necklace, of course, as well.
You did. The trophy necklace is going to become a thing now, I reckon.
My necklace of skulls finally got its origin story that people have been asking me about since filming.
I can't really do it with Nelly because an off-cut from a heavyweight would weigh me down.
I've got a bit of Nelly on my necklace.
Reira doesn't care. Reira wanted a tiara.
Yes.
To be fair, also, Reira, you are like 6'5", and I am about 5'2". So
the Ukrainian unit, as several of you have dubbed me.
You are.
Dale. Muscle on my team.
Dale, did you enjoy Splodeyboi versus YU?
I did, but it's not as explodey as I thought it was going to be. But it's a nice hit, and there you go, that's it.
You managed it that time.
Yeah,
For those listening at home, Dale took 3 takes over that.
Yes.
To be fair, I took like 10 takes over effortlessly, because for some reason my brain can't effortlessly today. I can do it now. Fuck's sake.
We'll put it in the outtakes at the end of the year.
We'll do that. So, on to...
We all do that.
We'll do that. Oh, dear. I'm tired of your puns about wheels.
I drive the show forward.
Oh, you just help me. So on to Phoenix versus Gear Down for What? I was hoping to see another great driving performance from Gear Down for What, but unfortunately the Wazak got stuck, and with its lack of armor, this of course just made it a sitting duck for Phoenix. I'm actually kind of relieved the damage wasn't so bad, because Gear Down for What is one hell of a well-engineered bot. Phoenix could have left it in an absolutely fatal state after it got stuck, but mercifully it got the link and it was a reasonably clean knockout, really. I think it caught one of the motors as well. Looked like there was some damage there, but maybe I was wrong about that. But there we go. I'm sad though. It didn't last very long, and Gear Down for What is now sad. Dale, what did you think of this fight?
Yeah, there's only one word I can really think of for this link.
Nobody tell Brian Narve about this week's Bugglebots. You hear that, Shuntposting? No one tell... Sorry. Jeremy, did you enjoy this fight?
I enjoyed this fight. It was a bit short, like you said. A lot of the fights in this episode were very short, but they packed all the action in. and it was very good of Phoenix to hit it in the right spot, to hit it in the corner where the link was. It's not like the link just fell out. It was smacked out.
Definitely. And that could happen to a Switch. Let's be honest.
And seen it happen?
You could smack a Switch out. Reira, were you
Hello.
sad that Gear Down for What didn't drive so well this time?
I was. I love me an Axie boy, and seeing the Link get knocked out. I had the sad piano music and the violins and the black. It went all black and grey, and I couldn't believe it. I genuinely thought Gear Down for What had won it.
You mentioned piano, and well, Dale's woken up now. Did you play it with your piano hands?
I'm fighting myself to not.
I think on that note, we had better go to the Heat Final. Phoenix versus Splodeyboi. And Ralph and Jonas wanted revenge. Alas, they did not get it. And the real kick in the pride, of course, is losing the same way twice, with its ass sticking up in the air. Total humiliation. How do you two plead?
I
I'm
can't
not
believe
guilty
it.
of this. They lost on their own terms.
Reira, how do you plead?
I did my job as weapons operator and yeeted them into the ceiling.
This is very true. Their drive belt came off. I did think it was a bit of an arena at first, because when it hit the ceiling, it was just it was so well timed when the belt fell down, and it was like, was that a bit of arena? Oh no, it's the drive belt. Oh good. Thank you, Sal, for letting us know.
I thought it was my belt, but then I looked, no, that's too thick. That's their belt. We're going to take this fight. This is mine now.
Hey!
We are the danger, Jeremy. We are the danger.
They had no Shremek. Can't call them shunt posters. Dale, what did you think of their lack of Shremek?
Yes, I thought it was nice to finally see the Phoenix fly. No, that was it. I couldn't think of anything else to do any in that one. Couldn't think of any jokes this episode. It's very
We
bad.
keep you around just for the puns.
Yeah. Can't add anything to this one. I'm sorry. Good fight though.
Okay. You could congratulate Reira and Jeremy.
I could do. I'm not going to.
That's
No, very
Jeremy's
well done.
return burn.
Thanks, Dale.
I mean, I could congratulate them too. Congratulations, Reira. On to the Shunt Posting Awards. We all know the drill. We have 3 nominations for each award. We all take a vote. But there's 4 of us this week, which means we could end up with equal votes. So how it's going to work is you 3 are going to vote, and if there's a tiebreaker, I will exert my dominance as the resident despot and make a ruling. That's fair, isn't it? I mean, I run the joint here. Yeah, we're all cool.
Cool.
You've paid me enough to not say no.
Awesome. Glad you like the chocolate.
Thank you.
So,
Chocolate wheels.
first up, of course, it is the John Reed Good Hit of the Night Award. And we have first up, Gear Down for What's Pit-Saving Axe Fire, Wayuu Decapitating Sharks Atrakian, and Splodeyboi Cooking Wayuu. It's permissible to vote for yourself, of course, but we always, of course, go by the Greg Gibson mantra, don't be a dick. So, who shall I go to first? I will go to Jeremy first.
I'm going to have to vote for Sharks Atrakian getting spread all over the arena. That was probably one of the biggest hits we're going to see this series, but I don't know yet. There could be a bigger one later.
There could be, but if you were to put money on it, I think, people take you seriously. The odds would be good. Dale.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you can't not say that, can you? It's got to be Wayuu, whatever you call it.
Everybody say Wayuu.
Way-oh!
That one, yes.
We had to get it out of the system.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. So that leaves Reira. Who would you like to vote for?
I'm going to make it a nice solid 3 because of one reason. So many wheels. Delicious wheels.
So that is 3 votes, a hat trick for Wayuu Decapitating Sharks Atrakian. I mean, there's a clear winner there, so I don't get to cast a vote. But if I did, I too would go for Wayu decapitating Sharks Atrakian. But I would like to give an honourable mention to the Axie boy cartwheeling over the pit. Yay! Congratulations, Wayu!
Yes!
You win the John Reed Good Hit of the Night Award for Bugglebots Heat 2. On to the Salt Powered Robot Award. We have Gear Down for What? Staying Out of the Pit. F for Sharks Atrakian, and Snappy's lipo exposure. It exposed its lipo. Dale, I'll come to you first.
Tough one. I'm gonna have to go with Snappy because it lost from an unfortunate reason. That's how I'm looking at this one. It's not so much the exposed lipo, it's the fact that it lost as well from it. Yeah.
Fair reasoning. Reira, who would you like to go for?
The only one I saw nuclear-powered salt on YouTube comments about Snappy's lipo hanging out. Because apparently Snappy's lipo hanging out and Gear Down for What's lipo being slightly loose in its, actual contained shell are the exact same thing, and Gear Down for What should have also been banned.
I see. God bless YouTube commenters. So, Jeremy, are you going to vote for Snappy too, or have you got a different one?
I'm going to vote for Snappy too, but I want to say there's not much salt in this episode. It's a very cheerful episode, so well done.
This is true.
Apart from mine and Jonas's epic rivalry.
I love the bloke.
I want to vote for that. The bloke is.
He put it in his pocket for later, right?
Mm-hmm. So that's 3 decisive votes for Snappy. So congratulations, Snappy!
Yeah!
Snap,
lads.
You win the Salt Powered Robot Award for Bugglebots Episode 2. That leaves us with the Shunty McShuntpost Award, which for new listeners means the most memeable. So we have Reira's Wheel Diet, Gear Down for Brushless, and Buggle Shark Buggle Shark I'll stop. Jeremy, who would you like to go for?
This is tricky because I like all 3 of these pretty equally, but I think I want to, at the moment, I'm most into Gear Down for Brushless. That's the one I've seen most recently, and it's hit me really well. So I'm going to go with Gear Down for Brushless.
I'm in a shit posting song, and that's my goal in life. I'm happy. Reira, who'd you like?
I have to be slightly vain here, and for the sheer amount of memes to the point where it's even chased me down at my workplace now that have been made of me eating wheels.
It's got to be like 20 of them are yours.
A surprisingly low amount compared to everyone else making them.
This is true. Dale, who would you like to go for?
Well, I can't not say Buggle Shark because you annoyed me that whole weekend with it, and it all come flooding back. So
this means I have to cast the deciding vote now for the most memeable. I mean, to be fair, I am the shunt posting queen. This is familiar territory for me. It's so hard. Reira will be mad at me if I don't choose her. Robert will be mad at me if I don't choose his shit post. Dale will be cross with me if I don't choose Buggle Shark. Oh dear. Hang on. Argumentative point here. Sharks Atrakian has been the subject of an award already because Wayu got its Good Hit Award for blowing up Sharks Atrakian, right? So it's involved in an award, right? So there's that, right? So we can take off Buggle Shark. That leaves Reira's Wheel Diet and Gear Down for Brushless. Sheer volume of memes versus spectacularly amazing shit post.
Pure quality.
Right, I tell you what, I've got a coin. Hang on. I've got a coin. You can hear me opening my purse, listeners. Jingle, jingle,
it's that
jingle.
Close.
It's that close. It's that close. This will be decided by a coin. Right, so it's going to be heads for wheels, tails for brushless. It's heads for wheels.
Nice.
Here we go. Congratulations, Reira's wheel dyer.
Yeah.
Well
The
done.
only thing I've ever amounted to in life.
You win the Shunty McShuntpost Award for Bugglebots Episode 2.
I feel emotional. I'd just like to thank Jeremy for letting me on the team, and I'd like to thank Detonator for always being there for me. And I'd like to thank the ESC podcast, the best podcast, even if not proven by a rumble.
I dispute this. I'll see you in the arena next time.
Yui, podcast rumble, fight me.
What, again? I'll just humiliate you again. We'll move on. We'll move on. So, on to the member questions. Questions about your members.
Well,
Maybe. So,
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
there's that. Sorry, we do it every time. So, there's two of you. So, there's 5 questions each. I have Jeremy's questions, and Dale has Reira's questions. And so, Dale, would you like to start us off?
No.
All right, then.
Right, no, I will do. Go on, I'll let you off. Reira.
Hello.
Hello. Right. What would be your dream part for the trophy necklace?
Oh, okay. Confines. Does it have to be a Bugglebots robot?
No, it just says, what would be your dream part?
Yes.
Okay, dream part. Gonna go slightly out of left field, I think, here. I think my dream part would be... Oh, it's got to be Detonator's ramming pole, hasn't it? Surely.
I thought you were going to say Captain Shredderator's shell.
It'd be too easy to get.
Oh! Boom! Oh, dear.
Also, it might drag me down, and that's physics, baby.
Oh,
Oh,
dear.
well done.
Oh, dear. There we
Go
go.
straight up, straight down again.
Oh, dear.
I'm not needed here.
Jeremy,
Hello.
a sensible question for you first up. Where does the name Zanbots come from?
Oh wow, that's an old question. It's about 15 years ago. I was using a name called Zanaseo Rame online, which is my own name, translated into the fictional language of Albed from Final Fantasy X. So I've
Okay.
just shortened that into Zanbots. But back when I was a young teenager, I made a very silly choice, and I've stuck with it, and I'm still living with it today.
It could be Zanarkand bots.
It could be Xanakin bots.
Oh, but before we go into a Final Fantasy debate, Dale, what's your next question?
It's this one. Reira. What's the best thing about Phoenix other than Ralph, Jonas, the bot, and its weapons? This is definitely not Jonas.
So hi Jonas. The best thing about Phoenix is the fact that we beat it twice.
You heard it here on the Shuntcast. Jeremy, how many spins is too many spins?
5 million?
5 million?
That's over 9,000.
You're right, it is.
That's mad.
Basic maths with Reira.
Oh dear. Reira. Did you eat some of Shark Trakian's wheels? I bet they tasted nice.
So what you didn't see was during Bob's interviews after the Sharks of Trakian Waiyu fight, I was asked by production, because of course they knew of my my appetite, to get in the arena and clean that arena up. And those wheels were delicious. I have to say, Dave, you season a good wheel.
Were they a bit fishy?
I do like my seafood, so I was fine with the marine taste.
I'm on a seafood diet. I see food and I eat it.
Oh,
Hey.
Was there a bit of ginger in there as well?
Oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. Jeremy, how is Splodeyboi holding up since Bugglebots and the Battle of the Borough?
Very bad. It's very bad at the moment. It's cooked itself and it's all in bits. But I should get it all back together for the next time I might want to take it somewhere. So I will be rebuilding that this winter.
Are you going to UE by any chance?
I don't know.
I hope you are, so that I can fight you and reclaim the title of best Speen.
Oh, I don't know about that, because I'm bringing a Speen to UE.
Are we all bringing Speens?
We are all bringing Speens.
Speen.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Dale, what's your next question for Reira?
Can you stop saying spin? Anyway, it's my turn. Does Splodeyboi spinner count as a big spin?
I believe you may need someone else to answer this question. Let me just get her for you. Hello! I believe question about spin was asked.
Yes. Hi, Agent Reira. How are you?
Hello! Dobre!
Does Splodeyboi spinner count as a big spin?
Da, but because of big heart, not because of big size. Sometimes big spin can be small when it give big hit.
Okay, thank you.
Wholesome.
Thank you, Agent Reira. Could you ask Reira to come back for us, please?
Da, moron, they want you.
Thank you.
She's a weird one.
She's an acquired taste. So Jeremy, your next question is why Reira? She's the worst. Sincerely, from someone who is definitely not with Phoenix.
Well, maybe I chose Reira because she was the worst, and I needed the worst to beat someone as bad as Jonas.
Oh, ooh, spicy times. Spicy
I really
times.
wanted a teammate, and I did ask a couple of people, but they weren't interested, or I was too vague with them or something. And Reira failed to get in with her own robot, and I was very happy to accommodate her on my team.
It was an honor.
Heart. I'm doing a heart symbol. You can't see it, but I'm doing it. Take my word for it.
What advice would you give to other rookie weapon operators?
So, I mean, the most important thing when you're operating the weapon is, especially on a two-person team, you need to be really, really focused on what's going on in the arena and feed that information back to the driver. Haha, bet you didn't expect a serious answer to this. Half of your role as weapon operator is making sure that driver knows what you're doing and where they're going. If they don't spot something and you didn't call it out, that's as much your fault as it is anything else. So the important part is being diligent.
And communication, by the sounds of it.
Absolutely.
Awesome. On a similar note, Jeremy, what advice would you give to rookies for their first event?
Well, just make something that you can put in the arena, really. I'd advise trying to get something with a active weapon, but not a spinner. Just so you have something that drives, and you have to have something else that moves. So you learn the basics of everything, and you've got something that rolls around the arena and does stuff. Take what you've learned and put it into your next robot, which can be a better, more complicated robot.
And don't do a Phoenix and forget a Shremek. Oh, and we have one last thing that's for both of you together. So you may confer. Conferring is allowed. Woohoo! Right, so it's a quick game of beat, defeat, judges.
Oh, my
We
favourite.
both know how this works, don't we? So, your three robots are Wee Woo, Captain Doom, and the Berg.
I mean, surely we defeat the Berg, Jeremy. That's the easy choice, right?
No, I want the Berg to go to the judges.
Oh, I know.
I want a long fight with the Berg. I don't want to
Okay.
knock the Berg out in 2 seconds.
I'm all about that. Okay, Berg to the judges. I feel like we could. I feel we'd lose to Captain Doom because 1, D2 kit, 2, probably one of the best drivers in Beetle weights as a whole. Like, I wouldn't want to fight. I wouldn't want to fight him.
That's probably the way that would go down, to be honest.
Which means we defeat Wee Woo. And seeing as they're small and we have the big spin, sure, I could see that happening.
You have the big low spin.
I'll ask Agent Reira to add that to her lexicon.
Okay, excellent. Right, well, I'm afraid that is the end of the member questions, and also it's the end of the Shuntcast.
Oh.
What?
Sad reacts.
F.
Also, I haven't done this to the Roboteer standby guys for a while, but bogeys.
Bogeys.
And an extra bogeys courtesy of ESC.
There you go, Roboteer standby. You've been well and truly bogeyed.
A whole nose full of bogeys.
Ugh, yummy. Well, ladies and gentlebots, it's goodbye from Dale.
Bye-bye.
It's goodbye from Jeremy.
Bye.
It's goodbye from Reira.
Spin!
And it's goodbye from the Queen. Goodbye.